everybody. This is Niuniu. Welcome to a brand new live stream. We are here on Dear I Learn Chinese Facebook page. We are in Weibo as well as WeChat account, and we are live streaming on YouTube as well. And I'm Niuniu, and this is Yangyang, my new friend. Well, he's not my new friend, but he's a new friend of the live streaming. Yes. First time doing a live stream together. How do you feel it?
I hope we have a great collaborations together, and looking forward to see all kinds of guitars in the factory.
Yes, Yangyang has reviewed the theme of today's live stream. We are actually in a factory manufacturing guitar. Have you ever played guitar before?
A little bit. I learned guitar when I was in a primary school, but it was short because after the vacation, I learned it at vacation, and after vacation, I have to go back to school, and it would stop. So I barely remember how to play the guitar anymore. But I hope I can pick up some skills.
You cannot pick up any skills here. It's a manufacturing site. It's not a guitar school. But I want to ask those of you who are watching, can you play the guitar, or what kind of music instrument you're able to play? Because today it's definitely the sound of music theme. Here we are in a factory. We are going to see the inside of a guitar. We're going to see different steps making the guitar, because I'm like Yangyang a little bit. When I was in middle school, actually when I graduated from middle school to high school, 中学到高中的那段时期的暑假, yes, in the summer break, I had the chance. It's not kind of like had the chance. It's I volunteered to learn guitar because I didn't learn any music instrument. 我小时候没有学过乐器. It was kind of regret, a pity that I had for a really long time. So I decided, might as well take the time to learn something. And guitar was my choice because I was told guitar is an easy to learn music instrument. 是一个好学的乐器，比较简单, relatively easy, because guitar has little bridges separating it into different sections, and when you press the strings on different sections, the tone of the string is stable, it's controllable, it's easy to learn. If I can also learn the piano, but I want something that I can brag about, I want something I can play and sing together, portable. So I chose guitar. But I have never had the chance to see the inside of a guitar, let alone the making of a guitar. Have you?
No. Never.
Okay, so take a guess. What would be the first step of guitar manufacturing?
I guess maybe we can start from original wood, a piece of wood. So we're gonna see how the wood becomes a guitar and finally become, you know, the musical instruments that can play beautiful melodies.
I think you're right, because the selection of the material is definitely important. If we can take a look over here, there is this huge machine. These boards, 材料, are selected to manufacture the guitar. You see they're cut into a board like this. And I'm assuming this is the sideboard, right? It's the sideboard. You can glue them together and form the sideboard. So let's take a look at how they're made. While you guys are watching this, let's see who of you are already watching the live stream. Let's see whether or not you are tuning in. I'd love to see some comments. Some of you are already saying hello.
Hello back. And if you have any questions, you can fire up the question in the comment area, and we will answer you in the factory right away, as you see.
So this is, in my opinion, here in this section of the guitar factory, the only heavy machine. Over there we have some polishing machine, but they're also heavy machines. But mostly in this factory, most guitars are made by hands.
By hand.
Why is that?
I think it's because machines cannot do it exactly what we do, because sometimes we need to require the sound, the texture of the sound, and as we want. So we want it to be customized, and I think machines cannot do that.
Machines can do some of it, but we'll get into the insides later. But handmade ones are definitely more high-end. And we failed to tell you exactly where we are before starting the live stream. So let's do that a little bit. Where are we right now, Yangyang?
We're at the factory of Natasha, one of the most innovative local brand here in Zheng'an County.
Yes,
the
and
capital.
Zheng'an County is actually the capital, well, not the capital, but like the hometown of guitar manufacturing.
Yeah.
Here in Zheng'an was not that huge a population. 1/7 of the world's guitar is produced here, is manufactured here. And we get to see today how they're made. We've already talked about the sideboard.
Yeah.
This is the sideboard. And after choosing the material of the guitar, of the sideboard, you form it into the shape like this. Hold on to it.
Okay. Here's the sideboard.
And
I needed to pick up a
I'm
new
here to collect
sideboard.
this.
Yeah, it's different.
Notice the difference?
Have you noticed the difference, guys? Well, the difference is here. So we have another wood attached to the sideboard. So, well, how to explain it? Maybe we can like shake a little bit. Yes. Do you guys see the difference?
When you shake it, this one is more stable.
Yeah.
And that is why this one layer of wood is attached to it. That is to stabilize it, as well as give it a little bit touch of difference, because this is already, you can see the soundboard, the side soundboard, and with the back as well as the front board, they can form the body of the guitar. And inside the body, that's where the sound of music is generated. And with little intricacies of these woods, sometimes even bamboo, sometimes other type of new materials, they can create this nuance of sounds, can change the quality of the sound, which is why we get to see these attached to the sideboard. Let's put it back.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. Yes, and if you have any questions in the comment area, well, let's see, and we will answer you right away in this factory. Yes. Niuniu is back online, and
we are back.
Continue.
So, when it comes to music in Chinese history, it's something it has a long history. I want to ask you, how to say music in Chinese?
音乐.
Do you know the difference between the characters yin and yue?
Wow, you got me. I think it's basically the same.
They are the same in modern day Chinese.
Yeah.
Both yin and yue carries the meaning, yin carries the meaning of sound a bit more, whereas yue carries the meaning of music a bit more. But in traditional or in ancient China, in the making of these characters, we actually have got sheng and yin and yue. So sheng is the sound. It can be pleasant sound. It can also be unpleasant sound. It can be noise. 噪声 would be the unpleasant sound. And so sheng is the sound. Whereas yin, if you say things about yin, it shows that the sound has already got tone. It has a certain length. It's mostly pleasant, but 噪音 is also yin, so sounds. So both yin and sheng are interchangeable in most occasions in modern day Chinese. And yue is the sound of music. Yes. So yin, yue. Now in Chinese, we talk about this quite a lot. Chinese people like two-syllable words. So yin, yue together would be music. And the Chinese character yue also carries the meaning of happiness.
Yeah.
That's why people say the happiness is from the bottom of your heart.
That's warm.
Yes, it is a very beautiful and romantic way of understanding it. And in traditional Chinese, we have the saying 宫商角徵羽. That's the 5 Chinese tones. We have 5 ones. The Western ones have 7 ones.
Yes.
It's a little bit different.
Yes.
And do you know, there are also 8 different materials that are good for music making.
Oh, what are they?
The 8 music instruments would be 刨土革, 木石金, 丝竹. This is in my son's little 3-character classic, 三字经. Yes, he's learning those, and that's how I learned it. So, 刨 means gird, 土 is soil, 革 is the skin of animals, 木 wood, 石 stone, 金 金 would be metal. So, 刨土革, 木石金, and 丝竹. 丝 is silk, and 竹 would be bamboo. All these materials can be used for music instrument making. And here in this factory, we do get to see several of those materials.
Yes.
So let's check out what this lady is doing over here.
seems like she's making the inside of the sounding board.
Sounding board would be
This.
yes. So we can take one of those and
Yes. Like this.
yes, and show people how to put them together.
Like here.
Yes. So the idea is that we attach them together.
Yeah. Like this. This is the front side. And this is the back side. Let me grab another one. Yeah.
It's the general idea.
Yeah, it's a general idea. So we just put it together and become a room for amplifying the sound.
Yes, so that is the body.
Yes.
And let's put it back while take a look at what this lady is doing. 您现在在干什么呀？
这个是贴背的，
这是贴背的呀。It's the
这
backboard.
是背的，面在那里。
面在那里，这是
对
贴背的面在那里。We're doing something wrong. You cannot really attach both.
这里是背板。
Yes, this is the back
Back
soundboard
side.
of it.
Yes,
And
back side.
您现在在往上面安什么呀？
这个 Niuniu 在上面去。
阴凉啊。
啊，这个是阴凉
是。阴凉。Okay, so these are the braids of it, and let's see how she does it.
Yes.
I was told that this part is highly important because for the braces support the soundboard and affect the guitar's tone, and glue them inside the soundboard, clean excess glue and let it dry. This is a important, very important part of guitar making because the design of the braces glued inside the soundboard would highly affect the echo mechanism in the guitar. That's how you do it. Have the design and you have a mold of everything because everything has to be super precise.
Yes.
非常精密.
Yeah.
精密, that's the Chinese word, or 精细 for very precise. So you've got a model for it. You cannot really do it by your hands unless it's a handmade guitar, very high-end one, something I cannot afford. So that's a different story. But let's see this relatively standard production line. Still high-end production line. So this is what she's doing. You put one of these machines. 请问这个是
真空气。
It's a vacuum.
好，这个是真空的。
所以其实粘上去之后要再抽一下真空。
要真空。
哦，这样就会粘得更牢、更稳定啊！谢谢。So this would suck all the oxygen, or actually air, out of the area between the braces and the soundboard, making the attaching of it more stable.
Stick together, like more stable.
Ooh. I was wrong. This is another heavy machine.
Oh.
谢谢姐姐，我们再去前面看看。Thank you.
Thank you.
So once you've got the
This is the mode, I guess.
yes, it is the mode. So we get to see how precise they are. Instead of, well, even though we say that the high-end ones are require more manual labor.
Yes.
It's not only because the manual labor can make the, for instance, braces on soundboard more precise, and also the polishing even smoother. Not only that, but also because in this factory line, in this production line, people make really high-end guitars. When you make high-end guitars, you need to also make sure that every little detail is very precise.
Yes.
We do have machines that can do that. Yet those machines could be a bit too expensive. So when factories make decisions, they are also striking a balance between cost and efficiency.
Yeah.
And also in this factory, when I asked the manager of the factory, they say that here they have around 120 employees create jobs for the local people, and the local people are skilled workers in the factory. So I guess that is also a plus.
Yes.
Let's see whether or not you have some comments in the comment area. If you have any questions about guitar making, I would be able to do the asking question part for you. So we have friends asking, how many countries does the factory export to? Well, here in Zheng'an County, different factories would have different target audience. Yes, target costumes. This one is a high-end one dedicated for the need of for example, Brazil, and
Yeah.
also some high-end industries here in China. So, wonderful tour.
I actually looked it up on the internet, and according to the news released by the officials here in Zhejiang County, they are actually exporting the guitars made in the county to over 40 countries in the world, including Japan, Germany, and Brazil, something like that. So it's quite stunning that
Yes.
these guitars are not only selling to the local customers here, but also over the world.
Over the world.
Yes.
We talked about 1/7 of a guitar made around the world are from here in
Yeah.
Zhejiang County. And let's take a look at the soundboard and braces over here.
Yes.
This one is a little bit different than the one that we've just saw.
Seems like it's finished.
This, maybe you still remember the one that we've just saw. The braces are four horizontal lines.
Yeah.
But this one is, I think it's the surface soundboard of it, and it's more complicated. And
Yes.
the design of it is different in different guitar or different types of guitar, or at least to different factories. They try to investigate in the designing of the braces, making sure to find the best tone for the best guitars.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we see we are nice that you're here. That's Risika saying hello. Hello to you too.
Hello.
And hi, Rick Woodward. You're saying this.
Ooh,
This
hi.
is awesome. Awesome. I was not aware you were so passionate and knowledgeable about guitar making. Yes, we were. We were learning a lot about guitars.
Yeah.
Guitars are in Chinese, I think it's among the 1980s period of time. Though guitar has been introduced to China back in the Qing dynasty, which is already closer to modern day, guitar was getting popular. I feel like around the 1980s when something called 校园民谣 got popular. Is it a thing for you?
Well, I think it was the same for me when I was in middle school or high school. Everybody's talking about it. If you sing a song and you can play guitar, you would become the conversation of the whole class.
You would,
Yes.
and for my age, we have this term 文艺青年. 文 carries the meaning of literature. 艺 is art.
Yes.
So literature and art. 青年 is young people,
Yeah.
youth. You would want to be a 文艺青年 because it means that you read books, you watch artistic movies, and you play music. And if a boy is easy on the eyes, got this a little moody, not very sunshiny personality, not smiling all the time, feels like something is on his mind, and playing a little bit of guitar, not talking to people, feeling unhappy, he would be super popular in the campus. 忧郁的少年弹吉他. I still remember that feeling.
Really?
That is guitar, and that is why in Chinese, in English, you have steel string guitar. That is the type of guitar usually in pop music. In Chinese, instead of calling it 钢弦吉他, we call it 民谣吉他.
Acoustic guitar.
Yes, acoustic guitar or steel string guitar. So acoustic guitar in itself does not carry the romantic meaning as the Chinese term carries. So the Chinese 民, 人民, that's people. 谣 is like ballads.
Yes.
So in Chinese, through Chinese history, singing and history or passage writing is closely linked together. So ballads are the type of singing people among the grassroots would sing as a way to keep a record of their history, of the history of their family, of their clan, of their villages. And they sing the stories, they walk around, they do their agricultural businesses, and the history would continue. So 谣, that's 民谣. So 民谣 creates a feeling of free in the countryside, happy, lighthearted, and 民谣吉他. Or we talked a little about guitar being very popular in campus, and those who are able to play guitar being attractive among the ladies or among people. And 校园民谣 was the term I was talking about. So 校园 is campus and 民谣 is the campus. 民谣吉他. I think many guitars here would be 民谣吉他.
Yes.
And we've got a question. Are these guitars all made from wood? Are there any new materials?
Well,
you know the answer.
There is. Well, not every guitar is made by the traditional wood. Some guitars use the new materials such as bamboo. That's very traditional Chinese characters. And also some guitars even step further. They use a modern new materials, a combination between carbon fibers and also the plastics, mixing up in a certain percentage to make it less heavier but also stronger.
Yes, and different material would mean different nature
Yes.
for different guitars. We've talked about the folk song 民谣 type of guitar already, and there are electric guitars.
Yeah.
There are guitars designated for blues, for different types of different genre of music.
Jazz.
But the gist is the same. So the making is similar. And here I see a young lady doing something quite intricate. 您好，您在干嘛呀？
产阴木，产阴凉。
阴凉的这个不是我之前我们在聊的时候说阴凉它的形状什么都是固定的，但你就直接用手就已经可以很精细的操作了，是吗？就可以把它产到该有的效果，高低都可以。
哦，对。
So 你干这个多久了？就可以做到像你这样
1年多吧。
？1年多啊！那除了产阴凉，你还会什么其他的这个生产工序上的步骤呢？
那个合同。
哦，那您继续，我们看看。So the young lady said that she's been learning this technique for a year. You find it, or by the look of it, it's not that difficult. But I think it kind of is because you need to be very precise.
Yes.
Every little detail would affect the sound of the guitar you're making. So master the technique. In Chinese, we have a saying, 熟能生巧.
The more you practice, the more familiar you get with the things you're doing.
Yes, practice makes perfect.
Yes.
And
Oh, that's
I
simple.
I think she is approaching the level of perfection.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She is.
我们可以试一下吗？
大家操作是吧？
对。Oh, see? The braces we talked about, they look different. 可以试一下。
Just gonna try this.
Let me try this.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to be good, so you're going to try it next.
Okay.
要用刀还是用这个？
我先用刀。有什么技巧您教教我？
拿刀的时候这样来吧。
然后我需要把它铲成什么样？
哦，
没有关系，反正也卖不了了，是吗？这个。
那不是，这个
Oh my
可以
God, we're
修的。
destroying the
你先
guitar.
试一下。
Okay, so
Sorry, guys.
I want to make sure that if I meddle with this, it would not affect the production of this particular guitar. It would not reduce the price of the guitar from $30,000 US to 30 Chinese yuan. So I particularly asked the question, and I was told that if I mess with this, it can still be fixed. That's why I'm handling it. So no worries. Your guitar is not made by Niuniu. It's still made by professional guitar manufacturers.
No worries here.
Seriously? Ooh. Okay, it's harder than I think. Yeah.
I think it requires a lot of effort.
Yes. 我不知道我应该动哪里哎。
这样从这个位置下刀吧。
从
你要把它这样蹭一层。
可以刨掉这么多吗？
Wow.
那我试试那个吧，好吧。Okay, so this one is a little too hard for me because it looks easy in the hands of a professional worker manufacturer, but for me, it's still quite hard. It is still
A lot of resistance from the wood.
yes, it still requires. Ooh.
熟能生巧，牛牛也是熟能生巧。
哎呀天哪，我觉得这个不能要了。
没事，这个可以修的。
可以修吗？
对，可以修的。
Okay.
It can be fixed.
How about I try something easier because this knife in my hand, it's not listening to my command.
For example, this one,
Let me try this one. This is also something
tool, polisher.
a little bit like a polisher. Let me see. No, this is too small. Okay, bigger ones. I was told that in the final touch of the braces instead of the final touch of the guitar, the final touch of the braces, what you're supposed to do is make it very smooth, make the curve transitioning very smooth. So instead of having the edges, you want to make it... Am I doing it right though? At all? I don't think I'm doing it right.
Still small?
No, I think it's me. It's not the tool. We cannot blame the tool. In Chinese, if you want to blame the tool, you can say 没有金刚钻儿，别揽瓷器活. So if you do not have the right tool for the job, do not accept the job. But it's not the case for me. I have everything. I just do not have the skill. Let's see if Yangyang has the skills.
Okay, let me try it. Well, let me see. I'm even worse, I think.
How can you be worse? I am at the bottom. How can you be even worse?
That's a challenge.
Okay,
Let's take a challenge. Yes.
You keep doing that.
Yeah.
Keep messing with that poor little guitar.
Oh my
Let's
God.
see whether or not we have some questions here. Oh, we do. We do have some questions asking about guitar technique. We see Rick saying, do they also make traditional Chinese instruments or just guitars? I know the answer to that. They only make guitars, but they make different types of guitars. And here in this factory, there are 5 different guitar production lines. This one is for acoustic guitar or classic guitar. The difference between those 2 types is that the acoustic guitars are made with metal strings, or steel strings to be more precise, whereas classic guitars are made with nylon strings. And the sound would be a bit different. My feeling is that the classic guitar is more rich and subtle and gentle, the sound of classic guitars. And here they also make electric guitars, and they make different types of acoustic guitars and classic guitars. So in this production, only in this one factory, they make 5 different types at least of guitar simultaneously. Steve saying, what would happen if there were air between brace and guitar? The level of stabilization would get worse, and also the sound would be different if you're talking about the vacuum machine over there helping the braces and the soundboard attached to each other. And Rick saying every boy that learns guitar has a girl in his heart he plays for. Oh, that is a beautiful, lovely, lovely saying. And I think that's probably how come guitars got so popular when I was a teenager in my school ages. It's something that's romantic. It's something that you can pull your heart to. It's something that can attach a lot of emotions. Remember, in Chinese, the character yue carries both the meaning of music and the meaning of happiness. So music and happiness are linked together. I think emotions and music are linked together. Are you good? 他是不是比我厉害一点？
Well, I choose the right
我们俩谁比较好？
one, I think.
She's being too nice. 谢谢您。
Thank you.
So this is the braces attached to the soundboard. We also have a friend saying, are these guitars all made by wood, new materials? Yangyang has already answered that question.
Yes.
And also Chinese has a long history of making bamboo instruments. Yes, here we do have some bamboo guitars as well. We'll show you the bamboo guitars later. And Rick saying, I'm currently working on writing a song which begins with a poem spoken in Mandarin. I play both the guzheng and guitar. You are talented.
Wow.
And it is called The Flowers of Wushan, and it's dedicated to you.
Wow.
Thank you. It's dedicated to Learn Chinese Facebook page, isn't it? It's quite lovely. And speaking of wood guitar, here we are. Oh, excuse me, bamboo guitar.
Bamboo.
How to say bamboo in Chinese? 竹. Remember, 丝竹管弦之声 in Chinese. That is a Chinese term representing music. 丝竹管弦之声, that's music, because we talked about 丝 being silk, which is a common material for the strings. 竹 would be bamboo. It can be made to different body of music instruments. 管弦 carries the meaning of the parts of the music instruments. So 丝竹管弦之声 would be another way of saying music in Chinese, and this one is a bamboo guitar.
Yes. Shall we look at it?
This is not the final product. There are no strings on it. Not the final product. Let's find the final product. Do not break anything.
Yeah.
I'll leave you
Careful.
here to work. I think you're good at working on the industrial, on the manufacturing line. Yeah, you can join them and pay for the guitar you broke and then join us back.
Can I take one?
You can take.
As my salary?
I think so. Okay, take this one.
Yeah.
I'm having Yangyang taking it because it's heavier than I thought.
Ooh.
And you cannot touch it, so let me touch it for you. This one is made out of bamboo. Bamboo is not in the shape of a guitar, which means you cannot carve a guitar out of a huge bamboo. You have to attach them together. I'm stressing it because when I touch it, I do not touch any seals, anywhere that indicates they're glued together. My feeling is that they're carved out of a huge entire bamboo. That's how great the technique is. That's how great the craftsmanship here this guitar demonstrates. And the bamboo guitar is definitely among the higher end because if you see all the patterns, they are the natural pattern of the bamboo material. They're not drawn onto them, which means each bamboo guitar would be different. So if you're interested into a bamboo guitar, you can get one here from this factory. And one thing is that the bamboo guitar is still among the relatively smaller consumption group, and that is why here in this, yes, it's definitely relatively a niche need, which is why here in this factory, they manufacture around 3,000 bamboo guitar every year and around 50,000 regular guitar, regular other kind of guitars that we've just seen. Yes. Let's put it together, put it back so we do not have to leave.
Do you know
yes.
another advantage of bamboo guitar?
Yes.
Well, it is more eco-friendly.
Definitely, it's an eco-friendly material. And not only, oh yes?
Well, if you use the traditional wood, you have to cut trees, right? And if you use bamboos, you have to cut bamboo as well. But one advantage of cutting bamboo is that bamboo grows faster than a tree. So it's more sustainable. It's more eco-friendly.
Yes, and here in this factory, actually in the entire county, people working in the bamboo, in the guitar making industry are developing different types of materials, different types of eco-friendly materials, making sure that they are going on a greener path as well. Yeah. Let's see what this lady is doing. Oh, this one's easy. I can do that. She is cleaning the final product of a guitar.
Yeah.
The cleaning of it could be quite important as well. Let's see whether or not you have some other comments or questions. Aw, you were talking about the guitar I made, right? You're saying it could be more expensive. It won't, but thank you. You're being very nice. The guitars that we meddled with would be fixed by the professional masters of guitar making. Make sure that it's up to standard. And does the company introduce innovations to their products? We ask that question to the company, and they do that almost all the time. Every step, they try to design different pattern of the braces. They try to figure out different material of the guitar, because we've already shared that the guitar can be made out of materials that are purely natural, wood or bamboo, but it can also be the composite of different types of materials, right? You can put them together.
Yes, and also the texture of sound, they're also innovating on that as well.
Yes, and by doing, well, in order to achieve that goal, they need to find the different patterns of the braces, they need to find different materials, they need to glue them together with different glue. And ooh, it's harder than I think. And she is handling the detail of this semi-final product of the guitar. Make sure it's cleaned properly and make sure the details are precise and pretty.
Yeah.
Armor saying, mini expert lady. You're talking about me, aren't you? Oh, no. The actual expert lady. Yes, she is quite professional already. Thank you, Thalia, for saying congratulations, Mommy Joy. Yes. And we also have a friend asking, why bamboo? Never seen it on a guitar before. It's not on the guitar. It is the entire body of the guitar. Yangyang has explained how eco-friendly bamboo guitars can be. At the same time, it's also a taste. It's with traditional Chinese elements.
Yes.
It's a bit heavier, and I'm not really sure if you're familiar with the concept of handling a cultural related little toy or item in your hand, and you play with it long enough, it embodies a little bit of your skin character and skin oil. And
really?
You play with it long enough, the color of the bamboo would change, and same thing would happen to the bamboo guitar, which means that if you play with your bamboo guitar frequent enough, the color of it would change, and all due to you. So I think it's another meditation you can do after 3 years. Take a picture of the personally colored guitar.
Before and after.
Before and after, definitely. See, now they are in beautiful guitar shape and the color. And let's see what this, oh, here I see they are checking the looking of the guitar.
Yeah.
And they're using the sandpaper to polish it.
Yeah.
Make sure
It's bright.
Woo, they're very smooth.
Yeah, smooth and bright.
I've meddled with several guitars along the way. Hello.
Touch and touch.
Yes. Hello, Chu. And you're also, Juhop, you're also saying, can you play the guitar for us? That is a show that you're going to have to wait for the next live stream to see.
Oh, wow.
Not today. And Rick
to
saying, I would love to have a bamboo guitar. Bamboo guitars can be a little bit expensive, but I think it's worth the price.
Yes, it's definitely worth the price. If you're into bamboo.
What are we seeing here? They're cleaning the label on the bamboo. You get to see one thing I noticed interesting of the guitar. One thing I noticed interesting about guitar making is that when I imagine modern day manufacturing industry, I think about different parts being built, being made in different factories, and in the final factory you put them all together. I think it's a kind of professionalism.
Traditional assembly line.
Yes, assemble them together. But for guitars, I kind of understand how come you get to see the choosing of material, the selection of different types of wood or bamboo or metal, or that new type of material a little bit. Yangyang would introduce a little bit later. Yet, also make it to the final product, to the product that you can play, because you want it to be your product. It's personally, well, not personally per se, but it's made from the factory, and you want the quality to be as good as possible. So what is this one?
Well, those colorful guitars are in new materials. As you can see, well, this is too new. Let me find one with a string. Maybe we can use this one. Yes, this blue guitar. As you can see, it's smaller, and it's colorful because it used a new material called carbon fiber in it. So it's less heavier, but it's stronger. So you don't worry too much about its endurance after a long time of use. But what's more important, I think, as you can see, it has a little like decoration on the body of the guitar. So you can see it's like 8 planets, right? And that is Earth, right? With the moon.
Yes.
Yes, and it's embedded. It's not painted. It's embedded. So it's very stable. It stays on the body of the guitar, and it's very beautiful.
It's very smooth, but return the guitar. Don't steal any guitar from the factory. At the same time, this one, it does not look like a guitar, but it actually is a guitar, and the reason that it's in this shape is to reduce the body, so it does not generate any voice or any sound. Any sound of music wouldn't be generated by the guitar by itself. What you need to do is to plug it in with a headset or earphone, yes, or anything, or just to your computer. I was told that this guitar would exempt you from being accused of bothering your neighbors by your bad music skills. I think I need one of this. Let me put it back because I feel like I am looking at something fun, and I'll see if I can do that. Thank you. So here you finally got a chance to get the strings on your guitar. Xian in Chinese would be the strings. 你好 我们想装一下弦，可以让我试一下吗？哦，在这里吗？可以装一下弦吗？那您在？我在修。啊，在修啊？可以教我一下吗？This is not supposed to be that hard per se, because if you are really a guitar player, you would definitely come across one or two broken string, and you would have to replace them by yourself. So it's not supposed to be that hard. 您教教我。这样。
从这面搭在这里，把那有个口这里下去，它这样平直，这样平直。
要这样。
哎，平直。它这个头在这里。
哦，好。
如果用别的方式，它下去不了。
Okay, 好。So you see the head of the string is in the shape of a little ring, and you have to hold the ring vertically instead of horizontally into the hole, and 这样。Oh, I put it in.
Nice job.
Thank you. I want to make sure I do the right. Yes, make it right. Okay. 哎，
对到口没有？
对到了吗？这样。
You nailed it.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's getting like smaller. The string is getting smaller.
Thinner,
Vertically,
yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This one? Yes. Yeah.
We're
Nailing the string.
You're good.
Okay.
You can stay here as well. Do they produce ukulele? Yes, they do. They can produce ukulele as well. We have Celine saying it's similar to guitar, but kids can play better. Yes, ukulele is one of their products.
This one,
Are they collaborating
this one,
with
this one.
some international
Yes.
brands?
I think I
Well,
know
this
how to do
one,
it.
this particular factory does not do that, because this factory is producing their own brands of guitars, so it's their own product. But here in Zheng'an County, as the birthplace of the production of guitar here in China, definitely different kinds of guitars are made, and some factories would help other brands making guitars as well. And very cool invention. And also we see friends saying the position of the strings on the frets is important. It's definitely quite important, which is why you get to see these little holes over here. They are drilled on the board, on the fret, in fact, simultaneously. You cannot do one after another. That's how precise it should be. And what is the next step?
Done. I think it's tie the strings on the tuning peg.
Yes. Oh, I think what this lady is doing is to cut it shorter, so you do not have too much strings attached on the fret. Good. I do not want to do that step. Glad she's done it for us.
The most difficult part.
啊，这个我可以吗？
Oh, here's the screwdriver.
哦，要先过来一点，然后就可以摁了吗？
Wow.
好了好了，
太紧了是不是？
Too tight?
可以放吗？
可以。
You do not want it to be too tight, because when you sell it, you don't really tune it.
只要一圈的可以。
一圈就可以了。来，我摁。
Be careful.
再出去一点点，一点点，一点点，不那么好。还小一点点的可以。
Oh, let me try it.
就一点点的。
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh. So I need to pull the string through the pore. Yes, just a little bit. It will be enough. And I push this button, and the screwdriver will be open. Okay. Yeah, you don't want the string to be too tight. Yes. So
Excuse
here's the
me.
master showing.
You failed to do it? I thought you were trying.
Oh, I was trying, but master think that it would be more efficient to do so.
Elbowed you out, huh?
Yeah.
所以我们 装好之后是不会把它就是弄紧的，是不是不调的？在前面调啊。啊。Every little step is separated in this production line just to make sure it's efficient, it's professional,
Yes.
and it leaves some room for us to meddle. And one thing we asked the manager of the factory about is that, what about the decoration of the guitar? And they told us that you can customize your own pictures on the guitar, and you can even remove it with your makeup remover, which means that you buy the guitar back and you draw on it different patterns you want, any drawings you'd like, and if you don't like it, just remove it and get a new one.
Oh wow.
You get to get a guitar anytime, a new guitar anytime you want.
Just like
谢
your
谢姐
literal
姐。
makeup.
What is that? Let's see the next step.
I think it's perhaps the final step.
Oh, it is the final. 您好，您这边是在做
现在是在这里系统啊，但我原本是调音的，啊，
可以，那您这儿也可以调音，是不是？就是有
可以啊
琴没有来，
可以。这里有一个，
那您来调一个呗，给我们看看调音。So she's tuning the guitar.
这个要不要重新来一个？
没关系，
您这样是吧？
对，可以。So tuning the guitar requires, well, this is actually a interesting invention of this precise company. Here, most of this little part would get easily, not broken, but worn out.
Yeah.
And what they did is to invent this little area that make the part replaceable every other time.
Yeah.
So that if you feel like it's not as comfortable for your taste, you can change it. 这个需要什么技巧吗？
不怎么要技巧，
就耳朵听就好了。
对，要听，要看它有没有幅度，如果没有幅度的，就要调一调。
您在调的是这个高度是吗？
对，
是这个
它如果这边
桥的高度吗？
就要把它调那个有这个缝隙啊，
啊
还要动的。如果不动了，就弹不起它那个声音。
So basically she's saying that when you press the string, you have to leave space. Because if you don't leave the space, it will be too tight and you cannot play it. And she's testing how many space.
Giovanni, hello. We're saying hi. And also, are the strings get gut or wire? Well, these strings are the wired steel strings, steel as the material. We do not use gut anymore. Well, some guitar masters still prefer gut, but maybe not this one. Yes, precisely. After here, a guitar is born.您会弹吗？
我不会弹，
真的吗？我以为我们这边所有人都是人均音乐家。
我不会。
She said she doesn't play the guitar, but I don't believe her. I think she's too shy. I heard that here in Zheng'an, a lot of people are professional music players. They are musicians. But they're being a little bit humble, which is a precious quality for Chinese nation. I can understand that. Let's move on.
Yes.
您调好了，给我们听一下呀。
好了。现在还没调准音哦。要调准音吗？
调一下嘛。
但是我要拿这个。
So the height of the bridge is important because if you press on it, if it's too high, it hurts your finger. I've experienced that.
Oh, really?
Yes, it hurts quite badly. And but if it's too low, when you touch on the string, you would also affect the part of the string that you do not want to touch, which would affect the sound of the music you're playing. So, well, you know how to play guitar. You've learned it.
A little bit.
Let's witness the birth of a guitar.
Just playing.
They are calling you perfect pitch lady, but she is still using this little tuning machine, this guitar tuner. Ah, that's how you tune a guitar. Yes. Let's leave her to her job. Stop messing with her. And here in this factory, we see countless guitars. Here in the county, we see many factories in the county. And by dedicating their work, by having a passion, by inventing and improve the technique every single day, every and every craftsman of each and every entrepreneur. How come this little town, huge a population, get to be what it is nowadays? Thank you so much for watching. In the next live stream, we'll be seeing you and we'll be giving you more interesting stories here in Guizhou province. Welcome. Well, actually, in Guizhou province, we are China. So see you next time in China Horizons. I'm Niuniu.
I'm Yangyang.
Bye.
Bye.